Howdy YouTubers, it's your favorite Texas Leo, the Texas Law Dog. You know how my videos are. No music, no graphics, no long drawn out introductions. Frankly, I'm a little jealous of people that know how to do that because I don't. But anyway, I'm just going to give you some information in regards to my portable generator setup. It's Friday, July 12th. It's the eve of the landing of Tropical Storm Barry, soon to be Hurricane Barry, and we definitely want to pray for our neighbors to the about 300 miles to the east. It's probably going to be a devastating storm with a lot of rain and potential damage. So I wanted to go over my setup, what it took to quiet the generator down, what it took to secure the generator, everything I did to make it easy for Mrs. Texas Law Dog to use. So wanted to go over all of the details with the generator, and I'm going to leave all the information in regards to it in the description below. I'm going to try to list everything because there's quite a lot that went into it. So I thank you for watching and have a great evening and stay safe. Okay, YouTubers, here's my panel. This is the system I have set up for myself and Mrs. Texas Law Dog to keep her with the lights on. So I made up and laminated some instructions. So I've tried to make it as simple as possible. And here's the usage instructions for the interlock system. I have a Reliance watt meter box. It's for 12.5 kilowatts. And we've got the load balanced really good. Here's my 200 amp panel, laminated what I thought is important, interlock system, generator breaker, and I have the Reliance PowerBACK on meter. I think it sounds at 115, 120 decibels once the power goes on, and that'll notify me that the land power is back on. So, oh, I almost forgot. In the event that power goes out, I have this LED light that is connected to a joist, and when power goes out, it's always being charged. It will shine on the panel and give me some light. So to simulate a power outage, there we go, the light's on, and it'll shine on the panel. Either I can walk in or she can walk in, and we can be safe when we're messing with breakers and electricity. So let's plug that back up. Lights off, and that's my setup in regards to the panel. So here's the generator that I chose. After some exhaustive research, this generator pretty much fit my budget and my requirements for power and quality. So not sponsored by DUROMAX in any way. Heck, not sponsored by anybody. I've only put out 2 or 3 videos. So, but anyway, 13,000 surge watts, 10,000 running gas only. I didn't want to fool with the propane. Obviously I would have liked to have had a Honda or a Yamaha, but at $4,000 or $5,000, I just could not justify that expense. So one of the key things that I think you need to do on these type of Chinese generators is change the oil right at break-in. So I think I've changed the oil about 4 or 5 times. I ran it 20 minutes when I first got it on conventional oil, dumped the oil, and there was some flashing in the oil, ran it another 20 minutes, dumped the oil, ran it another 20 minutes, dumped the oil, and the engine oil progressively got cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. I think I have almost 2 hours on it right now, and it's just running like a champ. I'm running the Walmart SuperTech 10W30 synthetic oil in it right now. So I think right before I put the synthetic in it, I did load the generator up to about 4,000 to 5,000 watts. Took the load off, loaded it back up. I did that several times during the break-in period. So it's running like a champ. I do recommend it, especially for the price point. I got it at Walmart, ordered it through DUROMAX. They have a 30-day return policy. That's why I purchased it through Walmart, because I was a little unsure on this purchase, but everything is running as designed. What I did do is change that Chinese spark plug to a really high quality, I think it's an E3 plug, but it's a NGK BPR5ES equivalent, and that is very important. I would suggest you throw away any of the spark plugs that come with DUROMAX or Champions or any of those generators or Harbor Freight, the Predators. Throw those away and get a good spark plug. You'll thank me later. Okay guys, here's my ThermoPro temperature sensor. I have two remote sensors. It's currently cycling through the two remote sensors, and it's giving you the inside of the residence temperature down at the bottom. So I don't have a third sensor, so that's why you can see there's no reading. So channel 1 is the outside temperature. I have a sensor on the back porch, and channel 2 is the sensor inside the generator box. So I think it's about 1 degree higher than the ambient temperature right now. I really love this, and it has a nice blue light on it that you can light up. If for some reason on the iPad it's not showing well, but that's a ThermoPro. Okay guys and gals, here's my AC setup. I got a Train 4-tone for the main part of the residence and upstairs, and then here's a smaller unit. I don't know what kind it is, maybe a Whirlpool. That's just for the master bedroom, master bath. I was able to run this one off the generator. I had no problem starting it, running the air handler and everything on the master side of the house. But I could not run the larger 4 or 5-ton Train unit, obviously. I think it might have been pulling about 70 amps on the startup. So what I did was I had my local AC guy come out, and he put a 521 hard start system on the large unit, and now I can run the main house downstairs and upstairs on this AC unit, but I can't run both. I don't have enough juice to run both. So it's either, if we have company or something, which I doubt, the neighbors have to come over and they need to spend the night, I can run the den, the kitchen, upstairs bedrooms, and bathrooms, and pretty much everything else on the main AC unit. If it's just me and Mrs. Texas Ledaut, then we're going to be in our master bedroom downstairs, and nobody else really matters. So just a quick summary. I can run the entire house and the master side with air conditioning on the master side only, or I can run the entire house and have AC. That sound right? Oh yeah, really good sound. I can have AC on the master side, or I can have AC on the rest of the house. Now, when I'm running either one, I can still have refrigerator, lights, microwave. I can do all that. I can't run both AC systems at the same time. I hope that I explained it well. Thanks. Where to store the generator? Luckily for me, I have a lean-to on the side of my residence that's happens to be gated. I'm thinking, hey, I have a detached garage, so let's put it on the opposite side of the garage. It's covered by the lean-to, so it's protected by the elements. It's hidden from sight. I was hoping initially that the lean-to would reduce some of the noise, because that 20 horse DUROMAX generator, it belted out a lot of noise, and I've got a decibel meter, and we're gonna crank it up here in a bit, so I'll let you see and hear how it sounds. But just kind of wanted to let you know, where I'm storing the generator, and let's go in the generator, the shed, to the generator shed. Take a look. Okay guys, welcome to my generator shed to a shed. Let's go inside. Let's start with what I did initially. Here's the door to the generator shed. I had it lined with some hardy rock board. I don't know if you can see that. And I kind of did some tests, and I added the styrofoam to the door and the top of the gate. So kind of look inside in that dark cavern. I have a solar light. Let's go ahead and get that cranked up so we can see it. It's pretty dark in here. So here is my shed, and you can see I have some sound insulation blankets, but really they're just Harbor Freight moving blankets. Oh, the light went out. Hold on, let me put it back on. It's on motion. Let me put it on. And behind that is my garage. You can see up above, I put some insulation up above between the joist, and there's the blue foam is behind the moving blanket. That really helps dampen the noise. So before I get into the actual shed, let's just look at some accessories right here. I keep this shelf. It's got some paper towels. It's got an angled funnel. Here's that E3 spark plug I was telling you about. I really like those. So I immediately took out the OEM cheap Chinese spark plug and put in this NGK BPR 5ES equivalent. I've got my spark plug tool. Got my Pyrex. That's just so I can pour in the correct amount of oil. I've got some seafoam, my stable fogging oil, some brake cleaner. I've got some Marvel mystery oil in the back. And there's my SuperTech 10W30. And there's a transmission pan from my P71, and that just happens to go under the frame of the generator, and it catches the oil. And I keep an oil container right here. So again, my 50 amp panel is on this left side over here, and this is the Suncast glide top. So let's take a look at that. And before we open that up, you can see where I have some instructions for Mrs. Texas Law Dog, and it has starting instructions in the event that I'm not here. I just laminated that and tacked it up there so she can follow those, hopefully, simple instructions. I really like this Suncast unit, and I added these vents, which keep critters out. I keep them closed. I rotate them open prior to starting, and I've been noticing that the generator box is only heating up to about 10 to 15 degrees above ambient temperature. So let's open it up. And one more note, I've got to get a GoPro. I don't know how you guys film holding iPads. I mean, I just don't know. I guess I need another arm or something. It's really difficult, so I apologize in advance for any of the shakiness. Now let's go ahead and do this. You can see how the glide top, you can slide it back. I know a lot of people have the Suncast 4700, and they were seeing inside the shed temperatures of 30, 40 degrees in excess of ambient. I'm thinking, man, that box has got to be too small. Surely there's not enough airflow. And due to the size of my generator, this is my setup right here. So I lined the inside of the box with Owens Corning foam insulation. You can see it on the door. I'm kind of a Harbor Freight junkie, so I went to Harbor Freight, and I don't know if they gave away these for free, or I might have paid a couple dollars for it. That's a light, battery operated light that shines down, and in the event that that light is not enough, which I'm sure it is, but here's my setup. I've got a fan blowing on the generator, and I have the fan and louvered vent exhausting some of that hot air. So another Harbor Freight, just LED light. Kind of cool, just to have and hang. I think I have enough lighting here. My battery tender, 50 amp is coming out of the wall here. So this generator, the exhaust is on the opposite side of the panel. A lot of you guys had generators where the exhaust was shooting out that way, and you had to turn your generator, I guess, perpendicular to the box or something like that. So I just wanted to have enough room to get a lot of that heat out. So here's this rubber mat I have at Lowe's, and kind of cool thing about it, you can hide some of the wires under that mat. I'm gonna turn on some light here. I really like that diamond plate foam mat. There's my battery tender. I keep it plugged up. And oh, this is really cool. The Drainzit, which really makes draining the generator easy. So you just unscrew that brass fitting and let the oil flow into whatever receptacle or container that you're going to use, and that really makes it convenient. So let's see if we can get back to the back. A lot of you all may want to know what I've got going back here. Another Harbor Freight stand I use to elevate the fan to get some of the heat out of the box. So, and what I did here, let's see, some flex pipe on the exhaust with a clamp, and I even put some header wrap on it, and that's supposed to make the exhaust temperatures increase, which will scavenge a lot of that exhaust and get it on out. I don't know if you can see that little extra security. Let's back up. I apologize for crap quarters, but I'm doing the best I can do holding this iPad. So let's you know what, we can demonstrate right prior to starting it up. Let's show you how the fans run. So just a quick example of the fans running. We still have shore power. I haven't cut the breakers off or anything. Let's just plug this into, 1 second. Although I have to put this down, but I may have to, let's see, can we get some juice here? Okay. Man, how do you guys do it? There we go. Got a lot of fresh air being pulled out at the bottom. The heat rises, so the leaking vent is higher than the intake vents. Here's the back side of the generator box. Got a battery tender here, just from a golf cart. I'll put it under here as well. You can see this fan is blowing out the air. What I did was just to get as much air out as possible. I have this bungee cord. I've got a little screw right here. I'm gonna hook that right here and just affix it, and that pulls it up. I'll run it like that, and that's really blowing some air out of there. On the exhaust, this is double walled. It doesn't even get warm. And I saw one of the YouTubers had like a rubber muffin baking material that goes in the oven. So I raided Mrs. Texas Law Dog's pantry, and I found her muffin, a rubber muffin baker thingamajiggy, and I cut up a circle and I put a hole in it, and you can see exhaust just kind of flaps around, and it just acts as an insulator in there, and heck, the rubber doesn't burn. This doesn't get hot at all, so let's see. Yeah, I like the double wall, so I didn't have to put any hardy board around this or anything because it just doesn't get hot. So most of you guys can't get to see this thing run probably. So let's go ahead and crank it up. All right, let's get this thing started. So I unplugged my battery tender because I don't want to have generator power feeding the battery tender while the generator is charging the battery. So unplug that. You can see how I have that affixed with some zip ties there just around the frame. And if I was smart, which I wasn't, I have a dual 120 receptacle on the side. One of those is supposed to charge my golf cart, but once I got this thing in place, I really didn't want to move it, so I had to add on this tree and send another cord back out to the back for my battery tender for my golf cart. So let's get this turned on, and then we'll go inside the garage where the panel is, and then we'll run it with the big air, and you can see the surge, and you can see the balanced load. So first things first, we'll turn on the battery switch, and let's see here, turn the gas on. Always, every time I shut it down, I run the carburetor dry, and all the fuel is treated with seafoam. And normally I keep my VP race jugs, 3 or 4 of those. I store those right here, but since we have tropical storm Barry, I don't store gas in here next to the generator because that would be stupid. So I'm safely storing gas at a remote location, but normally I would store the VP jugs right here alongside my accessory shelf. So okay, I don't think it needs to be choked. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to start it. I like to turn the idle switch on right away because when you start your car, you don't start it at full throttle, so you want to get everything warmed up. So let's do that. Got the circuit breaker off. Idle control is off. Press the button. And my emergency light is going to come on, and it did. So we have light to the panel. Switch off everything. There's our watt meter box, and we can now engage the interlock, slide it up. Now we can turn on the generator breaker, and we can slowly start turning things on. Let's go ahead and do the main air conditioner. That's 1 and 2. Did I turn off the... Okay, let's go ahead and turn on the air conditioning. just turn on everything. Uh-oh. On. That's pretty much the entire house, with the exception of, let's see if we turn the garage light off. Let's see. Okay. 5. And we use my app, my remote, to lower the air conditioner. Connecting. That's the 4-ton unit running right now. About 5,800 watts, I'm guessing, out of my 10,000. Let's go outside and take a reading with the, I got one of these fancy doohies. Not really sure how to work it, but we'll see. Here's the generator box, it's running, AC's on. I guess I'm about 20 feet. So we're back on land power, and that's pretty much the end of the video. I'm just a simple guy trying to keep his family safe and secure during inclement weather or other nasty disasters. So feel free to comment, make comments down below. You know, stay safe out there, protect your families, do what you have to do. This is the Texas Law Dog signing off. Have a great day.